We caught up with Icicle at his album launch in London just before he does his live PA show. Something very exciting going on. It's under the... Oh! With the whole album, you're blending a lot of genres and stuff, obviously with dubstep and techno and stuff, but, you know, is there space for drum and bass in your life? Will it always be a part of your life?
When I was 15 and going out, I went out to drum and bass a lot, and, you know, that's just a part of me. That's a part of my musical history, and that's, you know, like shaped my taste. I'd really like it to sort of go to a place where I can just make music and it doesn't really matter that much what the genre is. Lose the genres, keep the good music. Basically, what changed the most when I started working with Shogun, like, you know, exclusively under the deal, we both basically wanted sort of a more serious product in a way, like more time spent on like less music. Basically, make it, you know, make the most of it, make it as good as it can be. Obviously, they pushed me a lot to sort of push myself a bit more. I think, you know, sound-wise, it hasn't really had an impact. I make sort of sound-wise what I like. I find it really hard to deviate from that, just because it would make me very unhappy. But definitely just sort of sticking with it, and, you know, like not be lazy, not, you know, cut any corners anymore, keep each other motivated. Definitely, you know, that's, I think, been the biggest change, really.
Under the Ice is due to drop on April 25th, and I want to talk a little bit about, you know, some of the individual tracks. Like, I personally love I Feel You. That is just such a good tune.
It's one of the later things I made when the album was already shaping up quite a bit. I had a realization. I was just kind of listening to the things I had and went like, there's just not enough Johnny L influence on the album. I wanted to do something raw, like rolling, not compromising, like simple. Decided on a little, really quick, like 16 bongo, like 808 bongo, which is like really big, I guess, and like the 130 kind of stuff right now. But I hadn't really heard anybody do it in drum and bass, so that's just how that one came together.
I think an important thing to touch on is the fact that you've collaborated with a couple of other artists on the album. Let's go straight to the live vocalists such as DRS, SP and Robert Owens, who's sort of, you know, rooted in that whole techno thing.
With Robert Owens, like he came in and sang those bits so effortlessly, you know, it's just amazing. Just kind of makes you feel like, so this is the way it can go as well. It's like an incredible honour, seeing as how much of a legend he is and how much I love his music, like I always have. The thing with Stu is just, you know, Dreadnought is such a strict, like bare essential drum and bass tune. Yeah, that was really nice to just do that and see Stu come with that 16 bar for that. The DRS track, because the tune I wrote was like it's a bit of a dark one, like a bit of a slightly paranoid almost, like a bit of an angry one. He recorded the vocals himself, but he came back with like sort of the whole concept, the lyrics, and I was like, yeah, that just fits it so well. Like he instantly got like what the track was about. I think that definitely also increases the value of the listenability of the album a lot. Having vocals, like, it's something that even like when I played it to my parents, they said, it's like, oh, there's some, you know, this is so much more interesting than just that droning dance music. Yeah, the track's called Europa, which has got a couple of like underlying meanings, going back to my, like, you know, techno raving in Holland, that kind of stuff. It's kind of a melancholic track, maybe a bit reminiscent in a way, just in the terms of the music and the notes. When I miss home, that's kind of how I feel.
I do want to talk about the Shogun events that happen. I mean, you're having a whole album launch tour around the country. I know you had one in Bristol last weekend, another one in London. Do you have a comment about the Shogun events in general?
They're really, really good. They're really nice to play at because, you know, here, or like the ones we did before as well, The End and Lightbox. The crowd is so, you know, it's really there for a Shogun night, so they're there for exactly what we do. Sometimes we sort of say amongst us, like, it's a bit of a downer to play somewhere else sometimes, just because there's so much love in this room, and then you go to like still a really good rave, but we just get a bit spoiled in here. I think it's the message, maybe.
Also, you're going to start doing, you're going to start taking your music to the live format. Tell me more about this.
I've been slightly conflicted for a while with the whole CD stuff, and I like playing with CDs, but there's some aspects to it that are a bit too easy, or something it just doesn't feel like, I don't know, like it's the full potential of a show. Coming from the techno angle as well, the techno influence, you know, most techno artists really take their music live straight away. First thing I decided is no laptops, no computers like that, just like synthesizers, hardware, like it's going to be an MPC drum computer, a couple of synthesizers going into a desk, I'm mixing it live, I can manipulate, I can play stuff. Basically, show on a stage what I can do in the studio.
A lot of the production from Under the Ice is quite, you know, ambient or quite like personal production. So I'm wondering, what ideal situation would the listener be in when listening to the album?
You know, personally for me, my ideal situation to listen to music as in a car, driving, I like that a lot. But obviously that's a very neutral situation where you don't feel anything. It's just, I like that. It's just mindless going. You can take it in, just walking around through a city with an iPod. I think that will do it. You know, that will work.